This is case study 7, design, bid, build. My name is Susanna Tapovalu.
I'm Sharita Lane.
Christopher immediately.
So our agenda for the presentation today will be going over the case overview and the discussion issues. So for the case overview, we have a new project for an elementary school, kindergarten through 5th grade. And the project budget is $7.5 million, which includes the site, construction, fees, and other related costs. State law mandates that they use design, bid, build. The architect completes the designs in 4 months without any major issues, and 11 contractors purchase the plans to assemble their bids. The constructors begin to drop out of the bidding process, and the architect starts to worry that there won't be enough contractor bids for the project. So on the left, we have a table showing 4 out of the 11 bids that were submitted, ranging from the lowest to the highest bids. The contractor won. 5 out of their 8 submitted alternatives were accepted and were a total cost of $472,500. And general contractor 2 also submitted the same 5, or submitted their own 5 alternatives, which cost less, $363,300. Related costs in the project were the property and the design fees. The total costs at signing of the contracts was $7,437,500, and the city awarded the contract to general contractor 1. The subcontractors, the time schedule, and the schedule values were all were also included in the contract, and the completion date was set for 10 months after the award was given. So there were a few project issues that came about. They had to change the number of exits because of the fire inspector who requested the change. There was a topography survey error, which also needed a change order. There were upgrades in wiring for the classrooms that the owner decided to do, which also had a change order. And there was also extra electrical work. A millwork subcontractor withdrew their bid after finding estimation errors, but there was no cost in the change, or no change in the cost. There were other minor changes that were executed without extra payment. There was also a waterproofing issue that the general contractor requested that the owner rejected. And a few other issues here. The owner actually paid the designer an additional $20,000 to incorporate the changes that were made into the drawings and also help more on site. The project completion date was 4 weeks behind schedule, but it allowed occupancy for people to prepare for the students. And there was a 250 item punch list, which led to coordination issues during the project. So the total cost of the project turned out to be $7,954,061, and the owner was satisfied that the project was finished and was satisfied with how it was completed, but the fact that it went over his $7.5 million budget was a little upsetting. So, to start off the discussion issues, first question was, do you think this project was, oh, I'm sorry.
So you're fine. So the first discussion question was, do you think this project was typical? No, was typical of a design bid build project, and why? I put yes because you can always expect cost overruns, a lot of change orders. Um, these all these delays are commonly found in this delivery method. Um, and with competition, when competition is high, you always expect bid withdrawals and stuff like that. Next question was, why do you think some of the contractors dropped out during the bidding process? There's a number of factors why contractors would drop out. Um, one, some of them would be the competing bids. There's like 10 people competing for this project. So, you know, some companies might already figure out the likelihood that they won't get in, they'll just drop out. And then other things, other factors are the time frame. Uh, if the companies know that they probably won't make it on time, or the estimate can't be brought down to the desired amount. So that's the reason why they probably dropped out. The third question was, what do the results of the 4 submitted bids indicate to you? Explain why you think it was or was not a good bid. Um, I said it was not a good bid because 6 contractors pulled out, and also a subcontractor withdrew their bid.
Okay, so for the next question, does the difference in the amount between any of the bidders mean anything? Overall, yes, it kind of um, showcases the various ways that each contractor can execute the project. Pretty much every general contractor will have different material costs, different set of manpower, ways of getting equipment, subcontractor connections, and specialty subcontractor work. So, yeah, so depending on which general contractor you use, you want to make sure they have the essential workforce in order to get your project done. For next question, besides being responsible for the design, the architect had other roles on this project. What were they? So the owner paid the architect an additional $20,000 in order to incorporate the changes that were made into the drawings, which included change order updates and specification details. And he was also asked to provide on-site assistance as well, probably assist or advising the contractors on their best solutions for any issues they were having and understanding where and kind of why the changes were coming about. Next is, was this a good application of this design bid build method? Is there additional information you need to answer that question? If so, what would it be? It was an overall, I think it was a good application of the project delivery method. I think where they kind of messed up was where the architects spent only 4 months on the design, and having the contractors drop out after they purchase the plans. So I feel like he should have spent a little bit more time working on that. And the questions that I would ask are, what were the reasons that the 7 out of the 11 contractors dropped out of the bidding? And why was general contractor 1 awarded over general contractor 2, who had the lower price for alternatives? So I just feel like those questions would kind of um, help decide if the design bid build delivery method was used properly and to its fullest extent.
All right. Question number 7. Did the sparing doctrine owner's responsibility for architect performance come into play on this project? Yes, architect performance did come into play on the project. The architect who designed producing a design quickly in contacted to change designs throughout the project. The architect also managed the bidding process and provide assistance for extra money to make. Um, what is your reaction to the thoughts at the project? The owner thought that going over the original budget were reasons after, because of the spending doctrine. It needed issues and there were problems with the question. What thoughts do you have below millwork contractor withdrawing its bid to the general contractor bidding, and should the owner pay extra cost to use the next lowest bidder? There was a mistake below millwork contract with no other choice but to withdraw the bid for the next lowest bidder, and no, I paid extra costs for the next lowest bidder.